what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoyed. Brian Kelly had his only media availability yesterday, and he filled in the corners on some of these, some of the questions that you may have about this team right now. First off, he was asked, and really, look, a lot of this conversation is going to center around the cornerback position because, quite frankly, you just don't have any left, and it's for a myriad of reasons, some more confusing than others. But first, Zy Alexander going down last game on the interception. Here's an update on his availability.
Yeah, he's going to miss some time. He's got a lower body injury, so he'll miss some time. Mekhi Wingo has got a lower body injury. He's going to miss some time as well, so both those guys will miss some time. Right now, it's hard to say. Both of them are not practicing. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah, it's okay. So if reading between the tea leaves, or reading, just kind of between the lines there, I have the feeling that Zy Alexander is probably going to be out for a while. I'm a bit more confused about Mekhi Wingo, Jake, just because he has been playing hurt. Kelly would later expound on this at the press conference, saying he's been playing hurt for about 4 weeks. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, and then they need to get him right so he can be, the level that he needs to be. But it's like, if it's an injury where it's just rest to get right, that would feel like a situation where he'd probably come back and try to play in that Bama game. But it is a bit weird to have him use the same verbiage that he just used with Zy Alexander, saying he's going to miss some time.
Yeah, that puts a longer timetable on it, in my opinion, when you say miss some time, because if you miss some time, well, the next game is Alabama. That's time. It doesn't make me believe that he's going to be available to play in that game. And so, obviously he's a big one. Mekhi Wingo is an All-American type defensive tackle, but with what you have and what you don't have available, Zy Alexander might be even more important. Now, I don't think he's the player that Mekhi Wingo is, but considering where you're at that position, you're going to be counting on players that just haven't done it before.
Yeah, ain't no might about that. You're absolutely right. And, well, at least you still have a former 5-star in Denver Harris and an all-ACC performer in Deuce Chestnut, right? Here was Brian Kelly asked about those two.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know a lot of people have questions about their status. All I can tell you is that they're on scholarship, they're enrolled in school, but right now they're not participating. They're still in the program, they're still in good standing, but they're not able to play right now. So let's leave it at that. Let's be patient, and we'll see what happens down the road.
What in the world did you have to do to be healthy and active when LSU is literally down to just backup freshman corners? Not even the starting freshman, backup freshman corners. When you're talking about Jeremiah Hughes, Toviano, Ashton Stamps is supposed to be back apparently, which he is someone who had some juice during camp. But what in the hell happened to Deuce Chestnut and Denver Harris? That's crazy. You need them so desperately. They're healthy. And yet whatever they did warrants them not even being active.
Yeah, that's, typically if you get an answer, it's going to be, well, they're no longer with us. They're not doing the right things. So I don't know what that could be. I'm not sure exactly what happens there. If they're on scholarship, they're enrolled in classes, in good standing, but you're just not playing for us right now.
And look, I'll just say it, man. I don't think this is crazy. This cornerback thing is enough to push me to say that I think that Alabama is going to win the game. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to cheer as hard as I can for LSU to pull this thing off. I would love to be shocked by some sort of extra normal performance from this defense or something. But when you're down to 3 freshman corners on a defense that already isn't that good, I guess it just keeps going back to this. Your weakness is so much more glaring than their weakness. Their weakness is an offense that isn't the best, but Jalen Milroe is still the second highest rated passer in the SEC, right behind Jaden Daniels. the dire straits of Alabama's offense are not nearly as bad as the dire straits of LSU's defense right now.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what you do schematically to try to not hide it because Alabama knows, so you're not going to be able to hide it. But I don't know what you do schematically because you're a team that is who you are. I mean, you're a quarters and cover 3 team. That's what you do. That's 80% of your coverages. I would even actually the last 3 games, it's gone up close to like to 90%. I mean, that's who you're going to be. I don't know that you can do anything, T. I don't know what you're going to be able to say, okay, well, let's just do this. Let's play it safe. Like, there's no safe. And so it's going to be a real challenge. And, you know, you have Sage Ryan, who will also kind of be in that rotation.
Right.
But remember, Sage is a converted safety.
Yeah.
I mean, he played some nickel, certainly, in his career, but I mean, he came into LSU as a safety. So you have 3 freshmen and a converted safety right now.
Yeah, and and here is Kelly on Toviano and Stans getting some playing time.
Yeah, I would say that they're in the mix. You know, Ashton Stamps should be ready to go. You know, LaTerrence Welch. You know, all those guys will be, you know, certainly part of our rotation. And, you know, we feel like all of them are capable of playing championship football. So it's our job to get them ready. And they're excited. We're excited about working with them, and we expect them to play well for us.
Yeah. It is what it is. Find a way. But like I said, I feel like this is a little potentially too much to overcome, especially with this game being in T-Town. But we'll see. You know, crazier things have happened, and you know the kind of the guiding optimistic light here is simply the fact that you have an offense that is otherworldly, right? And so when you have that offense, you're always going to have a shot. There's not some sort of open and shut case, and I think Jaden Daniels, that receiving core, knows now more than ever that they are needed. And then they have to, like, they're going to have to be extra normal to win this game. But I just don't know how you can objectively look at it and feel like you think LSU is going to win this when you look at the current state of the defense, both personnel-wise and, I mean, look, granted, scheme-wise, it's gotten a bit better, definitely. They've been playing better responsibilities, everything we talked about. But, yeah, I just I'm not feeling very bullish here on this Wednesday, October 25th.
I do think LSU's offense has some advantages against Alabama's defense.
Definitely.
And so it's going to be more of that style of game. And we've seen LSU get into this style of game. They've won one of these and they've lost one of these as far as the track meet. You lose to Ole Miss and you beat Mizzou. So they've been in these games before, and the offense has won out. And when you look at Alabama's defense, like when they've played a high-powered offense, they did struggle. So it can be done. You can score some points on them, and you just need some stops. You're not going to shut them down. We know that. We know that based off what you've done and now what you have available. I would not say this is a dynamic Alabama offense. I would say this is an efficient Alabama offense. That is a completely different thing than being dynamic. So you just have to get a handful of stops because your offense still is going to have advantages. You don't have to come in here and hold them to 14 points. That's not what your assignment is. And so I think the defense has to realize that as well, because your offense can go out there. They scored on Alabama's defense a year ago.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them putting up points. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's just I am worried about you stopping Alabama from putting up points. But yeah, LSU's offense is definitely going to have success. So we'll see. Am I being a bit too defeatist? I don't know. Maybe so. It's just, man, how to go so bad at corner, you know? It is. Well,
you got J.K. Johnson coming in from Ohio State. He's out for the year.
Yeah.
You got Denver Harris coming over from A&M. Don't know what's going on there. You got Deuce coming over from Syracuse. Don't know what's going on there either. You got Zay Alexander who comes over from Southeastern. He gets hurt intercepting a pass against Army in last play of the half.
You got Mekhi Gardner, who probably shouldn't have left for the NFL.
Minus the probably.
Yeah, it's just it really is a perfect storm of bad at arguably the second most important position on defense, maybe first.
What's
that? On corner versus defensive end.
I think
feel like
edge rusher one, corner two.
That's what I think. That's what I think as well. We'll see. They're gonna have to figure out how to stop Jermaine Burton though. Because if you watch his Alabama offense this year, Jermaine Burton is the thing that makes everything go. Like when they are struggling, he is quiet, and the second Jermaine Burton starts making plays is when the offense kicks into gear and starts scoring. So we will see.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.